Okay. It's been about 2 months
since we've uploaded a Mega Man video.
Sorry,
Sorry this took way too long.
Yeah, it was just... Alex just...
It's been about getting around to actually playing the game, because, like, I was procrastinating big time.
Yeah.
Mainly, yeah, I wanted to get a list of all the bolts on my iPad I had to cross off for myself, and I was just really lazy about copying and pasting all the information from the wiki and then editing it to make sure to remove the images and the awkwardly placed links.
Anyways, yeah, okay. Let's talk about Mega Man 8. This is 8.
Well, first, as usual, we're gonna start with the
development.
The development.
No, not actually that much to say here.
Okay, what is there to say?
The game was initially developed for it was a Saturn. It's like a Saturn exclusive, but
Sony demanded to have a version on the PlayStation as well. So Capcom complied. Honestly, really nothing real super interesting happened here. They just felt like they needed to upgrade the hardware again.
Other than the stuff of involving how bosses were designed.
Yeah. And which is really the same thing as usual.
Only difference is that they gave
this time around for the boss design.
Capcom prepared drawing showing basic shape. It's for entrance instead of to base their designs on. Think about it.
There was a robot master.
So there's a bipedal or top-heavy base with 2 heads. 3 of
No. Okay, no. I'm sorry. Vinny's trying to get up on the desk, and we don't want him to step on the recording button. So
one with a sword and a separable body, one with 2 heads, and one with long extendable arms. 2 of these were already designed.
So he's in front of the stairs now.
2 of these were actually designed. 2 of the Robot Masters were actually already designed by Capcom before this.
If you're wondering, we'll point out which ones were the... I'm sorry, did you just go over what the prerequisites were? Yes, you did.
Yeah. Anyways, the game released on December 17th, 1996 in Japan, and for the PlayStation, with the Saturn version coming out exactly a month later.
And by the way, right now you're listening to Mega Man 8 title theme, Sega Genesis remix by The Legend of Renegade, as usual.
I actually didn't play Mega Man. I hadn't fully played Mega Man 8 myself up until just yesterday.
Yeah.
And Alex has kind of been playing it in the past.
Yeah.
Has played it a lot in the past.
Back on the Anniversary Collection, which was not a good way to play these games.
Especially this one.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, this game was released to commemorate the series' 10th anniversary. Also known as Rockman and 8 Metal Heroes in Japan. So, how about we start with that story? Shall we?
Yep.
The game starts with, what's this?
Oh, an intro cutscene. Okay, we see a blue robot and a robot surrounded with light blue energy and one surrounded with dark purple energy, and they're fighting.
Wait, what does this have to do with... Huh?
Okay, and then they're crashing to Earth, and the one with the purple energy, its gemstone broke. And then now we're playing as Mega Man.
No. Then suddenly jump cut to a city in.
Oh yeah, Mega Man. No, stop. No, down.
Get the fuck. Yep, you had to scare him.
Don't yell at
Fuck
him.
you.
Oh.
So, oh, what the hell?
What are these voices?
Oh,
This music.
Why must I fight you? We are not enemies.
Yep, that's something Mega Man says.
What?
Yeah, but why? Did you forget about what happened in the previous game?
And then suddenly, the fight is interrupted. The fight is stopped up when Roll shows up. Because there's a message from Dr. Light saying that there's some energy that showed up on an island, and must not fall into the hands of evil.
Yeah.
Oh, so
yeah. For some reason, Dr. Light talks like Elmer Fudd in this game.
And also, you know, Base just says he'll get his revenge.
Yeah, sure you will, buddy.
Yeah. So an intro stage.
There we go.
Oh, you start.
And then you're, of course, immediately interrupted by Dr. Light,
who gives you.
Who tells you that this is a spooky island, and then gives you a new weapon.
The Mega Ball. By the way, in terms of gameplay, it's actual. Were you expecting something new, different?
I mean, no, not really. Yeah, it's not like there's any new features.
No.
Mega Ball. I guess we can rate that now since it's the first one. I don't know why this exists.
It's extremely
instead of the Rush Coil, but it does exist.
It's extremely weak. It doesn't really do anything against bosses.
Against main bosses. It's pretty good against mini bosses until you get your first weapon. But it's pretty good against.
Well, there is a new thing. You can now use your Buster and the special weapon at the same time.
So, like, I mean, you might as well have it out when you're not using anything else.
Well, yeah.
Because it also functions as a higher jump.
Yeah.
If you place down a Mega Ball with the special weapon button, and then jump on, and then land on it while holding the jump button, you get a super high jump. If you keep moving forward, and fire one off while holding the jump button in mid-air, as you I think as you begin descending, or about at the peak of your jump, you actually you can get double jump out of it. It's really tricky to pull off consistently, though.
The Mega,
I think the Mega Ball's pretty fun. And it has its applications. It's more useful. The super jump is more useful than the actual the kicking the thing and letting it bounce around the screen as it's intended to do.
Yeah, I'll give it a 7.
I'll give it a 9. And that super jump is useful.
Also, you can find a secret area with an underwater section. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You're
also new to the game.
Bolts are one-time collectibles in this game.
There's 40 in total. Oh no, I was gonna mention, and since this is an underwater section, also new to the game
is swimming.
It's only in 2 stages.
So I don't know why this mechanic exists in the first place.
Technically, this isn't the first game aimed with it.
What was the first game?
Mega Man 3 for DOS.
Oh, yeah, but we don't talk about that game.
And anyway, the intro stage is. Why does classic Mega Man need an intro stage?
I don't know. This and Mega Man 7 were the only ones to do it.
Oh wait, and the next game.
Oh, and the game after this. This and the game in preceding this, along with the game both preceding it and succeeding it, it have an intro stage for some reason.
But should we rate the intro stage?
Well, there's a there's a boss here.
There's a boss here.
What's the boss called?
The boss here is called Yado Cargo.
Let me look at
Yado Cargo.
Yado Cargo.
It's
a big snail crab thing.
Some fucking crab.
So. basically you beat it by kicking a Mega Ball
and then shooting
into
it.
it from the front, exposing its weak point, and then firing off a bunch of pellets or a charge shot at it.
Yeah.
I guess it's yeah. I'm pretty sure if you time it right, you can defeat it without using the Mega Ball. Oh, but it's really difficult that way.
This boss is easy.
Yeah, but if you know what you're actually supposed to do in this fight, then yeah, it's not really a difficult fight in the slightest.
Yeah, this
Standard intro boss fair, 6 out of 10.
6, and that's really good. I mean, at least it's an actual intro boss.
At least it's an actual intro boss.
Also, not like the one in 7.
Yeah.
And
So
then
the stage itself, honestly, I think it's pretty decent for an intro stage.
yeah. But
There's no insta-kill hazards here. The fact that it has a branching path is somewhat interesting.
Yeah, I'll give it a
7.
Yeah, 7. And while we further you find a crater where Wily retrieves some kind of skull.
Yeah.
Oh, and Mega Man find and also find
I'm the robot.
okay.
He takes back to Dr. Light to examine.
And so and then you're thrown into this, and then you're thrown into the stage select with only 4 Robot Masters again.
Well, I guess we're doing that again.
And so.
Anyways, the first 4 Robot Masters are Grenade Man, and Frost Man, and Tengu Man, and Clown Man.
And whose theme you're listening to right now.
Oh, yeah. Right now you're listening to Clown Man, a Crazy Amusement Remix, Mega Man 8 / Rockman 8 by Bagheera Zero. Another familiar name for these are our previous Mega Man videos.
Well, I guess we can talk about the shop.
Yeah.
As I mentioned, there was only 40 Easters in the game. And even, oh my god, what are these upgrades?
Okay. There are some good ones, like
the power shield,
which makes it so you don't take knockback and getting hit.
But then there's others. There's stuff like oh god, there's stuff like the step boost,
which makes you climb ladders faster. Hey! Turn that down, please! We'll be right back. You discuss this.
Okay. God. Okay, so. God.
You discuss the thing.
Okay, so.
What are you doing? Why are you being so loud? Could you please do that later? We're trying to record a video. We're like 20 minutes in. We're not restarting the video.
It's only 10 minutes. Stop fucking bothering us. Okay.
Alright, have you been talking?
Okay, I've been, but no, okay.
Have you said anything?
I've been trying to.
I apologize for that. My mom and grandma happen to have the TV, happen to be watching dog videos on the TV, and have the music turned up way too loud.
Sorry. Okay. Yeah, I apologize. So some of these upgrades are just really stupid. Yeah, like climbing ladders faster. This is you can spend your also the exit the escape unit
is something you buy in this game.
Why?
You can't exit stages unless you give up 4 of your bolts that you can never get back.
What the fuck? You can also get an arrow shot. Which is helpful.
And way better than the main shot. Pro tip: that should probably be one of the first things you buy along with the power shield.
Oh yeah, there's the energy balancer, but there's not really much a point to this one.
And considering your weapon energy
is refilled upon death.
From death. And also, any weapon you collect does go to weapons automatically. It just refills them in the order they're listed in the pause screen rather than and balancing them out.
Yeah.
So if you're collecting a ton of weapon ammo, you're gonna fill up all your weapons anyways. It's not like it makes much of a difference in this game.
So yeah, the thing is, yeah. Then there's other stuff. Yeah, that's. So yeah, let's just start over the Robot Masters now. Starting with Grenade Man. The stage has a lot of explosive.
There's these blocks that explode when you shoot them.
There's a mini boss
and destroy all the blocks that are the same color or that are connected to them as well.
There's a mini
There's
boss.
a section where you have to break some blocks. There's also the indestructible blocks. And there's also a bolt you can only get if you use the Mega Ball after breaking the blocks in a specific way. And the mini boss is
you find a
it's an eye that it makes junk fall around it.
Yeah, using the Mega Ball can easily.
That makes this much easier.
Then beating it gives you the. What the fuck is this?
Alright, what is it?
It's the Rush. I think it's the Rush Bike.
You get the Rush Bike.
You will not be using it in this stage.
Basically, the Rush Bike. I go out. Well, it's what it sounds like. It turns Rush into a bike.
Okay. It's
You're given 40 seconds of time to ride around on Rush at high speeds and fire off missiles as rapidly. The catch is that instead of taking damage from your health bar when you do that, in this mode, you lose a few seconds on the timer.
Yeah.
Obviously, you'll still die if you from normal instant death hazards.
Also, this thing is.
And I don't know if Rush Bike can be used in water.
You can't dismount Rush Bike either.
The weird thing is you can't dismount Rush Bike. You have to wait for the timer to run out and purposefully take damage to run it down.
Yeah, the Rush Bike is.
I think it's pretty cool.
It's just that you only probably use it like once.
So it's to get the bolt that fires it.
And that's not even the one. Not even in this stage.
Yeah. So
yeah. I'll give it a 6.
A 6?
7.
I'm gonna give it a 9. It's an 8.
Yeah. So, anyways, Grenade Man stage. It's not really. It's a stage. It's an stage with a lot of explosives. I can give it.
With the bombs would be more interesting if it wasn't so straightforward.
Yeah, they don't really do much with it.
Obviously, if it's in the it's part of the first half of Robot Masters, it's probably not going. The stages probably aren't going to be super difficult.
I'll give it a 7.
That's the thing with dividing the Robot Masters in half, is that the first half is going to be noticeably easier than the second half.
So, as for Grenade Man, Grenade Man will fire around, will shoot grenades. Aids. A
few aids. He has a shot where he'll fire 3 grenades from the wall. He'll dash at you, and eventually
he'll just blow up the floor.
He will clean the wall, and then use I believe it's called the Crazy Destroyer to destroy the floor. Honestly, I can't tell because the sound quality is so bad, but yeah, like I say, Crazy Destroyer.
Yeah, Crazy Destroyer.
Why is it called the Crazy Destroyer?
Yeah, this fight is pretty easy. That felt good.
Yeah, his pattern is super easy. And once you know his attacks, actually it's not very difficult to take him on Buster only. Which is why we're going to go after it. Plus Flash Bomb is just a really good weapon.
His fight, what did you give his fight?
I'll give his fight a 7. Someone had to take. Someone had to be the predictable or even boss.
Yeah. All right. And I mean, as for Grenade Man himself, Grenade Man is a sadomasochist who enjoys it, is inflicting and receiving pain, particularly through getting himself caught in the explosions he creates.
What?
That's canon.
Oh.
Even though he's a good and profitable bomber, when it comes to the job, his blindness and obsession for sadomasochism usually prevents him from being able to complete his missions effectively. Grenade Man also enjoys the stimulant of both battle and explosion, his while disliking rationality. Yep, he's a sadomasochist.
That's something I never thought I'd hear about a Mega Man character.
This is canon information.
And about him. That's so cursed. He's so weird.
What the fuck, Wily?
Wily, what the hell were you thinking when you made him?
I'm fucking explosive. Okay, his
honestly, that's absolutely hilarious. It's something I never would have expected in the year. And it helps that during the fight, he's like, he giggles when you hit him.
That's so...
And then when he explodes after death, that felt good.
That felt
fucking 10. Oh my god.
His weapon is...
Oh, this is hilarious.
His weapon is the flash bomb is probably one of the... Is
honestly probably the most useful... probably one of the most useful weapons in the game.
And it can hit multiple times.
It hits multiple times, making it great against any enemy you know invincibility frames.
Yeah.
Frames, though not so effective against most stage bosses, unless they're explicitly weak to it. But it's just... generally a powerful weapon, and the blast radius is usually enough to get past some shielded enemies too.
So I'll give this. So
honestly, I'll give. It doesn't have the same versatility that what it's like the metal bladed ballad cracker do, but it's definitely a very solid weapon. I'll give it a 9.
Yeah, I will too. Moving on. Moving on his Frostman stage.
Yeah.
Agent. Moving on his Frostman stage. Agent. It's an ice level.
Yeah.
It's got a snowboard section. Jump, slide. Yeah. It's not that hard. Trust me, this section is not that hard. Hard. It's just but this won't be the last time you see it. I really don't have much to say about a Frostman stage.
In the second half of the stage, there are these whales that draw up blocks of ice that are pushed by these machines, and you have to be careful not to get slammed into a wall by one of the ice blocks. So okay, there.
Yeah, there's not much. I don't really have much to say on this stage.
But you also have to ride an ice block to get one of the bolts, so that's a pretty interesting feature. I do think this stage is much more interesting than Grenade Man's stage. Even if the hecticness of the whole thing can be a turn off for some, I think it brings a little more flavor to the stage. I'll give it an 8.
I'll give it a 7.
It's 7.5 for
Frostman's fight is...
Look, even without the flash bomb, Frostman...
Without the fucking flat, he's still easy.
Honestly, I think he's easier than Grenade Man, and if it wasn't for the fact that in the next stage, that in one of the others, after taking on Grenade Man first allows you to have Rush Bike for a bolt that needs it in Clown Man stage. And they probably tell you to go after Frost Man first instead. Oh right, you need the Flash Bomb to get some of the bolt, to get one of the bolts in Frost Man stage.
So, what would you give this fight?
6.
Yeah, this
it's painfully easy.
Frostman himself. Alright, what?
He dies way too fast.
Yeah. Frostman is, despite being very proud of both his large stature and strength, Frostman is not too bright when it comes to strategy. In fact, in addition to the fact that his heavy weight, it also makes him slow and sluggish. If she comes to battle, due to his less than ideal the method of construction, suffers from unshowing, and his poor oil circulation, while also being vulnerable to explosives. As Frostman appears something that was sweet to having liking for sorbet and rock candy. One of his threats to Mega Man says we'll turn him into a popsicle and eat it.
Yeah. The Frostman is just this big dumb guy who likes sweets. Honestly, I relate to Frostman on a personal level.
Oh my god. Is the Ice Wave
as a weapon? And at first it doesn't seem particularly useful, but it does have a hidden utility. It's as far as I can tell, the only weapon in the game, aside from maybe Astro Crush, which I haven't tested, that can destroy or the mine enemies. It is. So it does have that bit of utility.
Yeah.
Plus, if you have a bunch of small grounded enemies that is ahead of you, it could be used to take them all. Okay, you don't have to constantly shush yourself. They're not gonna.
They're not.
You should wait. Okay.
Okay. So, Ice Wave. I mean, at least it's not the fucking water wave.
It does have a practical function.
Yeah.
Even if it is a bit situational. I'll give this one a 7.
Same here. Then there's Tengu Man stage.
The first part of this stage has you running against wit and currents. And while riding platforms that go up and down. Then you have to fly up in this bubble with awkward momentum.
Okay.
Even though the section itself actually isn't very difficult. I just felt like pointing out that the bubble feels really weird to control. So, but after which, you're introduced to another stage gimmick. In this case, it's the Rush Jet. Yup, Rush Jet is an automatic thing in this game.
Yeah.
And turns it into a shooter. Which I think is pretty neat. The section itself is obviously pretty easy.
Yeah.
Considering you're not just gonna thrust an entirely new mechanic on you and then and expect you to take out like 20 enemies at once.
Again, you'll see another. This won't be the last time you see this section. This section.
Yeah, but honestly, I think it's a pretty include food and it fits particularly well with the stage's air theme. Okay, please stop doing that. That's very distracting.
I do that all the time, and I really do these. Yeah. Okay, so as for Tengu Man stage,
Honestly, I think the rush jet action elevates this a bit for me. Yeah, I was originally gonna give it a 7, but I think an 8. 8 for the interesting, 8 for the or the fun new type of gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what about your rating of the series?
Yeah, I'll give it an 8.
Yeah.
Yeah,
As
no.
for Tango Man himself, he's actually surprisingly difficult, even with his weakness.
Yeah.
This, which is, of course, the Frost Wave, judging by the order we're going in.
Ice Wave.
The Ice Wave. And if you're really precise, you can jump up to him and shoot the ice wave at his leg at point blank range. This is extremely difficult to do since he constantly bobs up and down while quickly hovering from left to right across the screen.
Yep. He can also use kamikaze. It's his kamikaze.
Which is his dive?
Or his divine wind.
Okay.
And or Yama-Arashi, as he says.
Yama-Arashi. He
Mountain Storm.
High wind or mountain storm.
Yeah.
Or he shoots a ball of swirling winds at you. And if you don't mash well enough, it'll carry you above into a bottomless pit on the side of the stage and drop you to your death.
Yeah.
He also has the
tornado hold, which can it's fling you up into the sky and then
which flings you, which catches you in an upwards draft of wind, and after which she then and hits you even higher. After which he then and flies to the top of and smacks you to the ground. I'm hitting you twice. Which is honestly pretty cool.
It doesn't actually do all that much damage.
Even if it doesn't actually do that much damage.
And, okay, Tango Man's probably the... okay, it's, I mean, would you make a fight?
And he also has his dive ball attack.
Yep.
Where he...
Here you go!
Yeah, where he dives and like slides across the stage. He's right at him. He's just barely touching the ground. So you can actually hit him with Ice Wave during this, and for some reason after this attack, he lands to take a breather.
Yeah.
At which point you can hit him with Ice Wave again. If you react fast enough during the dive bomb attack, you could hit him with during the dive bomb attack cycle. You can hit him with Ice Wave 3 times.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. How would you rate the fight?
Honestly, 10. This is a
10.
And this is
It's
a good example of a fight that's not completely trivialized by his weakness, since you still have to actually wait for the right opportunity to hit him with it.
And then yeah. Unlike almost all of the other bosses.
And I honestly think that alone makes this fight extremely noteworthy. In addition to the different strategies for avoiding his different attacks.
So as for his character, I mean, he was originally a robot master. He was originally built as an experimental robot that can generate artificial typhoons, but was modified into a combat robot by Dr. Wily. Having and maintaining both an independent spirit and a strong pride, Tango Man is highly proud of his art and knows while being good at reading the atmosphere and likes fly fishing in his spare time. And he looks down on others and fights with boldness, having noticeably overconfident mannerisms, while also scoffing at in the concepts of both unity and friendship.
So Tango Man and the self-absorbed dick.
Yeah.
Okay, he's extremely proud of himself, and particularly his nose.
Yes.
Which seems about right to how Tango was our generally portrayed.
Yeah.
I think this guy's concept is just super neat. It stands out because they don't really do a lot of. They didn't really do a lot of Robot Masters based on mythology.
Yeah.
Mega Man 6 had a couple of them, but this guy just feels very unique.
So yeah, I'll give it
Definitely
10. His weapon is.
His weapon's actually pretty useful.
It's albeit hard to land.
It's difficult to use. It's difficult to master, but it can allow you to get around on quite a few different obstacles.
Yeah, just make sure you are angling it right.
Make sure you're angling it right.
So yeah,
Weapon. I think the weapon's upwards utility is quite helpful in some situations.
yeah.
I'll give this one an 8.
Yeah.
Because obviously there are certain in areas where it's going to be much better than others, or since this one, rather than the type of enemies you're facing, is more reliant on the kind of terrain you're traversing.
Okay, wow, that's been quite a bit on Tango Man.
Oh, also, Tornado Hold is just annihilates mini bosses.
Yeah. So, so now finally on to the state you're listening to.
Clown Man.
Well, it's
Well, as you would expect of Clown Man, his stage takes place in a circus or theme park or amusement park of sorts.
it's there are these boxes that'll.
The stage is a theme park.
Yeah.
Each section of this stage has a different gimmick to it. The first one's pretty straightforward, though there's a lot of background toys moving around. And this is the one with the noteworthy rush bike bolt.
Or you can
alternatively do a really precise mid-air jump with the Mega Ball, which I attempted and I have no idea how it's supposed to be pulled off. Well, the next section it involves trains, which move at different speeds, and you can also stand on the green parts on top of them to ride them. And then you have to watch out for the airborne enemies. Following that, isn't the mini boss right after that?
Yeah.
And following that is the mini boss, which is this lion wheel thing.
Yeah.
And that bounces around and occasionally spawns more enemies. You're gonna want to use Flash Ball on the Mega Ball here. I think it's quite fun to have bounce the Mega Ball around in it.
Yeah.
Following this,
you have this section with these boxes. Is right.
That's after the pirate section.
Yeah.
Then there's a little pirate theme section. And with these you can also ride these skull platforms up and down.
Yeah.
Though they're only required to reach bolts, they can be completely ignored or otherwise.
So then you want on the outside of that.
And there's a section where various different types of boxes.
Is where you need to find
varying effects. If I remember correctly, there's 5 different types of boxes. There's the O box, which does nothing when you stand on. Okay, first the boxes activate when they're. When this little soldier guy in the background swings his hammer at the bell, and whatever block you're standing on at the moment activates.
Yeah.
The O block does nothing. It's a safe spot.
The
X block fires off a hazard. I'm pretty sure if your reaction time is good enough, tough. You can avoid them, but there are at least 2 different hazards I saw. One, you get something, you get a weight dropped on you, and two, well, boxing ball comes out of the box.
Yeah.
Oxygen Man was similar to the obstacles in Spring Man stage in Mega Man 7.
Yeah.
There's the skull blocks, which, no, they don't instantly kill you, though there are some placed above spikes. Instead, if you activate, instead you'll be forced to walk to the middle of the box. Instead, you'll automatically walk to the middle of the box and fall through it.
Yeah. This fight.
There's a there's the arrow block, which sends you back to the beginning of the section. There's only one of these in the entire stage, each at the end of the first section with these blocks. And then the next section, and where these blocks has the question mark blocks, which warp you to another space. These spaces are predetermined, and all of the boxes will consistently warp you to the same other box. So yeah, figuring out how the boxes work and playing around them is quite interesting.
Alex has a bit of trauma with this stage.
It was very tough for me when I was younger. Most notably, getting the rush bike thing and dealing with the boxes.
Just a tip: don't actually go at
full speed. Just get right up to the
platform and then jump.
Just get right up to the chin platform of the dinosaur, or the purple dinosaur head, and
jump.
And then speed up a little bit and jump. Surprisingly, you'll get enough speed to cross the gap.
Oh yeah, something I forgot to mention at this point. Did I mention each level has two sections?
Yes.
And then if you gain a game over in that or the second section,
and once you restart from on the start of the second section,
and that's and yeah, I thought I'd mention that.
Most levels have the section preceded by a mini boss. Yes. Most sections end stage, and most stages end section 1 with a mini boss.
Yeah.
With the exception of okay, half of the stages do. Those being okay. Those being Grenade Man, Clown Man, Sword Man, and an Aquaman.
Yeah.
And the other stages don't have a mini boss, or in Tengu Man's case, for some reason the mini boss is at the start of the second section.
Yeah. All right, what would you say of Clown Man stage?
Honestly, it's a very creative stage with a lot of awesome ideas. It probably sticks out as one of the most interesting stages in the game, in my opinion. and this one definitely gets a 10 from me.
Oh, I'll give it an 8.
So that's a 9 for Clown Man stage.
The fight with Clown Man.
And if you're going Buster only, it's actually a pretty challenging fight. He has 3 notable attacks, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
He can dig his arms into the ground in an attempt to grab you by the legs and electrocute you. He can swing from the trapeze in the middle of the room
and use the Thunder Carnival
emotion. Or he can use the Thunder Carnival and bounce back and forth across the stage. There's also there's also Tesla coils on the sides of the stage, so you need to be careful about those.
Also, just wanted to mention he says Baka.
He says Baka in the Japanese version.
And if you're hit by his weapon,
he calls you an idiot.
Wimp. Anyways,
the tornado hold
trivializes
him.
Yeah.
He's invulnerable during Thunder Carnival, but you could consistently get 2 hits on him, and when he's trying to use Thunder Claw, and when he is doing the trapeze swing, is when he's most vulnerable, because if he gets caught in the air current in the middle of that, he'll get launched into the air and then fall back to the ground and tangled up. At which point you can get another two tornado.
See you in my dreams. Yeah, that's where'd you rate the fight?
I think it's a pretty cool fight. I can't give it a perfect score because this once again trivializes the experience.
Yeah.
But I will give it a 9.
Yeah, at least Cloudman and made his base in an amusement park are somewhere in the east of Australia.
Wait, what?
I mean,
I had no idea this was in Australia.
Rusty is a mischievous, is yet silly nature and is a good sportsman to his foes. He is also highly emotional, particularly being prone to having bouts of disliking everything and everyone around him. And he is saying we still don't want to fight on the trapeze, which he incorporates into his attack strategy to swing up around repeatedly in an attempt to collide with his foes.
It also mentions that he dislikes children.
No, it doesn't actually mention that anywhere.
I believe I could have someone remembered that.
No, it doesn't.
I must be remembering something.
No, I think you might be thinking of a different Robot Master.
I am probably thinking of a different. Maybe Top Man that I'm thinking of.
Yeah, Top Man.
The Top Man dislikes children.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And he just wants to have fun, which honestly it makes sense.
Yeah.
And so, should we continue this into a middle stage?
No.
All right. So, as for that, absolutely a 10.
His weapon.
And he's got a fun design and a fun character too.
His weapon. And the Thunderclaw.
While in combat situations, it's not particularly useful. There are these hooks that you can swing on, and it's a little tricky to get the timing on, but it's an interesting mechanic. Like having a weapon specifically designed to interact with the environment.
Yeah. And it's used quite a bit in the second half
of the
rest of the game.
Age 2 of the second half Robot Masters and the Wily stage is utilize it.
Yeah. So
I'll give the Thunderclaw a 7.
Yeah.
It has some missed potential, but and I appreciate the attempt.
Yeah. So then Mega Man and checks in on Dr. White to see how how repair just
how he's repairing that robot.
He says and then he started talking about it. It says it may take about 10 minutes.
And then he proceeds to ramble about how Dr. Wily...
about the I've never seen these types on Earth. There it is. It mustn't fall into hands into Dr. Wily.
Or something along those
It
lines.
must recover all the energy immediately, Mega Man.
So...
But
as soon as they leave, the robot wakes up, freaks out over the energy, and then destroys it and bolts.
Then you gotta go chase
and now you gotta go chase after him.
Also, in this stage, if you're playing the Saturn version,
you can fight Cutman,
and who has with a remix of his theme.
Yeah. Right now, you are listening to not that. You're listening to Mega Man 8 Searchman TechWorks cover by TechWorks.
Yeah.
That's TechWorks with a K instead of the H.
So, this is the end. There's not much to this stage.
Age. At the start, you could go... The PlayStation version, at least. I can't speak for the Saturn version because I don't know where Cutman is exactly.
Yeah.
You can use the Mega Ball to go up and get both of the stages screws. Or bolts or whatever.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
The stage itself is really short.
Yes, it is.
Honestly, it's actually shorter than the intro stage. So,
yeah.
Just like 3 screens long. It's like 4.
Yeah.
It's 2 of the screens are optional. It's like 3 or 4 screens.
So then you fight the mysterious robot. Okay, this A for.
And then he says you have good energy or something. And Proto Man shows up. up and drives him off, perceiving him to be a threat. Actually, he doesn't drive him off. He just appears, and then the robot looks at him funny and runs.
And then Proto Man tells you to go after that and then head up to Wily's tower.
So, in the next cutscene, Mega Man goes up against a giant gorilla robot outside of Wily's castle.
And then you get to hear Wily's only speaking line.
I'm where he ridicules how foolish Mega Man is.
Also, by the way, he sounds terrible
on this game. And then he proceeds to order the electric robot to order the ape robot to electrocute Mega Man, and after which he screams for a solid 20 seconds.
Yep, he counted.
I stopwatched it.
20, and then it's saved by
at nearly 20 seconds of screaming. And then he's saved by the mysterious robot, who introduces himself as Duo. And informs Mega Man that the evil energy he multiplies and exposed to people with evil thoughts. And with Dr. Wily's possession,
of course,
it'll multiply and consume the planet in only a week.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, so
he said. But Wily's castle protected by
a barrier.
A barrier. So now Mega Man has to go seek out the 4 robot masters that are tied to the barrier to disable it.
Okay, got all that?
Hope you did, because I am not repeating that.
So, okay, let's start with Swordman stage.
Good place to start here. So you have to step on a switch and open the entrance to the ruins, after which a ton of batons fly out.
Yep. And you gotta use
Then you have a section where... then there's a section where you have... Then there are 4 different sections that you can take on in any order, in which you have to utilize the weapons of the first 4 robot masters.
It's a really clever idea.
Yeah, and honestly, this is probably the best... this is probably the only reason I'm not more critical of the 4-4 structure rather than just an 8 at the start.
Yeah.
Because it allows them to design on more stages based around the weapons you have to have at that point.
Mega Man 7 and doesn't really do anything with this idea.
Yeah, unfortunately, Mega Man 7 doesn't do anything with this idea. At least this game gives them. At least this game has an excuse to do it like this.
Oh, to be fair, yeah. I mean, to be fair, what do you expect from a game made in 3 months?
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, and then there's the second.
So after you clear all 4, the flash bomb section require. Oh right, by the way.
Yeah.
I figured I should go over what they are.
Flash bomb section.
Flash bomb section, and requires you to make a flash bomb explode by shooting it at an enemy or wall. And look at the symbol at the back of the room. Do this for the next 2 rooms as well, and then input the symbol in the order of what you saw them.
Yeah.
So, by the way, this isn't the same in every playthrough, so you can't just. Unless you're a really lucky guesser, or you actually do have to use the flash bomb to check it.
It's a different experience. It's a different symbols each time.
So I find it kind of interesting how they actually bothered to put or the use of the flash bomb here.
Thunderclaw section, and you just have to use
is it to do a bit of swinging and activate some switches. The switches can be activated with the Buster, but it's not recommended since the Thunderclaw just activates them immediately.
The Ice Wave section has you.
It has you fire it off to free. Use a bunch of
to freeze the
lava. These totem things that fire or spouts of lava from the tops of your heads as to the graded floor.
The tornado hold.
And then hurry across before they unfreeze. Using lava.
The tornado hold section
requires you to use your Buster to push or to move these floating things horizontally. And then once they're in the right position, And with the exception of the first one, which automatically connects. Next, you have to use the tornado hold you have to land the tornado hold beneath them to push them up and connect them to the other part of this mechanism.
And the second half is
There's a main boss too.
you just use flash bomb, and this thing and there's a thing that's destroyed that hammer
and there's another there's an enemy that shows after a certain part of the fight, and after you get the health down enough, assuming you don't kill it so fast that this phase can't even activate like I did. The platform you're standing on at the moment will break, and then the graded platform you're standing on will break, and you'll have to hop between three pillars.
Yeah.
Or all the while, there's a background enemy that will chase you down and hammer the pillars straight into the lava pit before they pop back up, which will kill you instantly if you don't avoid.
So yeah, the second half is
the second half isn't as interesting as the first half.
You just move across.
You jump on these platforms to traverse through the lava.
It's
there is a section where you fall over a lava fall, and then you can use the flash bomb
to get a bolt.
To climb up into its hidden treasure room. After which, as you fake these sword man stuff. This stage is amazing.
Yeah.
And I love this one so much.
Yeah.
Second half, I mean, it's not as great as the first half, but it's inoffensive. If I absolutely love the idea of this stage,
Yeah.
Has probably cemented as one of my favorite Mega Man stages ever.
Yeah, so
this one absolutely gets a 10 from me.
I'll give it a 9.
It's a 9.5 for Sword Man.
So the fight,
Sword Man is unfortunately very easy.
Yeah.
He has 4 attacks. Even though one of them is so unlikely to hit you that it probably shouldn't even be considered an attack.
It's his body.
There's one where he starts spinning, where his top half starts spinning and then disconnects and flies towards you, which you have to slide under. And then it also returns to him like a boomerang, so you gotta watch out not to get hit by it on the rebound.
Yeah.
And after it's done slashing at the wall repeatedly. Yeah. There's an attack where he also separates into 2 parts, but throws both parts across the stage. This one always catches me off guard because I can never see it coming fast enough.
Yeah.
You're supposed to jump over his bottom half. That's here.
Yeah, there's final strike.
After his top half land, on his bottom half will automatically turn to face whatever direction and you are from him, and then and flashes for creating a wave of fire that covers about a quarter of the stage.
Yeah.
I know the second half's supposed to be the cool part of this attack, but the first half is honestly much more difficult to avoid. In my opinion. And honestly, is his only difficult attack. The third one is an extremely painfully telegraphed attack where he
surrounds himself.
Where he jumps backwards and is against the wall, and then makes a large stone fall on you. Ew. There's no other cue in the fight that makes him jump backwards like this. So when he does that, you'll immediately know to watch out for this attack.
Yeah.
And it gives you plenty of time to process it too.
Yeah.
So you just have to slide out of the way of the stone that it appears.
Yeah.
And there's his 4th attack, which I can hardly consider an attack, where he as a spiral of flames aims to move upwards surrounding him.
I guess this is if you're too close to him.
That's it. It's supposed to hit you if you're too close to him. But in what Mega Man game would you want to be right next to the Robot Master you're fighting?
This is kind of an underwhelming fight.
And the fight and this attack also acts as a shield to block him from projectiles. Like, it's not really, it doesn't reflect them at you or anything. It's just kind of mildly inconvenient.
This fight is so predictable.
Yeah, this fight is so predictable.
Oh,
Honestly, I think Swordman is unironically the easiest boss to go.
It's just wow.
You can't damage his bottom half, by the way.
Yeah. So this fight, unfortunately,
he gets a 5. It's
5.
so depressingly underwhelming compared to the state that preceded it.
Now, as for his character, Swordman is very incisive. And has a vivid sharpness when it comes to swordsmanship, but he tends to also have an archaic and outdated mindset when it comes to the fashion and the traditions of modern time. And he has a strong interest in the Japanese martial art of Wagiri. He dislikes both faulty swords and chipped blades. Okay.
So he's a boomer.
Okay, boomer.
Or he likes to collect knives. So he's like my grandpa. Yeah, I'll give him a 10.
Yeah. So
and plus he just looks really badass.
Yeah, he was one of the roll-up master. One of the roll-up master. That was the 10th that Capcom was looking for.
Yeah. Anyways, the weapon you get from him is the flame sword. I'll give it a 6. It's
6. Yeah,
close range.
No.
Some good obstacles. But you literally only use it for the obstacles. There's no reason you'd want to use it against regular enemies. Easily you could be using the flash bomb instead.
If you were expecting in something more cooler, like in another series,
I wish you could use it in midair to get a sort of spin slash. But sadly, this is
the series.
But sadly, you're playing as a blue robot, not a red one.
So, next up is Searchman stage.
Which happens to be the Robot Master weak to this.
It's
that's probably the only reason you'd use it. Oh yeah, I feel like I should probably mention in that each of the first 4 stages has a bolt that you're forced to backtrack or Grenade Man and Inquire Man both have a bolt that requires the flame sword.
Yeah, and then
we'll go over the other 2 when we get there.
Searchman stage is a forest level. They have use of the Thunderclaw.
It has the annoying hopping frogs all over the place.
Yes, yeah.
I hate these things so much.
Yes, okay. Hey, yeah, you can find Woodman here.
You're in the Saturn version.
Nice.
And in the PlayStation version, and his bolt in this stage doesn't exist. And instead, there was a bolt just kind of sitting on the ground in the flash bomb section of Swordman
That's
stage.
That's not
instead.
Nice. Yeah. I see you even get a remix of his theme in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, this is not in the PlayStation version.
Yeah. By the way, I can't speak to the quality of the Cutman and Woodman fights since we have no way to experience them, unfortunately.
Yeah. So anyway, it is not much to say about Searchman stage.
Yeah.
It's your standard fare.
Mm-hmm.
Thunderclaw can be pretty. It uses the Thunderclaw a lot.
And honestly, it's a pretty interesting ways. And I really, and despite the weapons being lackluster in general, I really love the concept of using the flame sword to cut down bushes to progress.
It's kind of like
it really adds to the authenticity of the whole ultraversing the jungle aesthetic.
It's kind of like the Scorch Wheel in Slash Man stage.
It's like the Scorch. It's like Scorch, or it's like Turbo Man. It's like Slash Man as a weapon, but with the functionality of Wheel Man's weapon.
Turbo Man.
Turbo Man.
Wheel Man.
No, we're not ready for Wheel Man yet.
So.
No, that doesn't even exist.
No, that's my choice.
Never mind.
Forget what he just said. Forget what you just said.
Said.
That was dumb. Anyways, his Searchman stage is eh.
No, Searchman stage. It has. I love I love it from a conceptual standpoint, but the stage itself is pretty annoying to play through in my opinion. I'll give this one a 7.
Yeah, I'll give it a 7.
Yeah.
Searchman is.
Without his weakness, he's actually a somewhat challenging boss. Hoss. He fires off missiles. Well, home in on you. And then he hides in bushes. And you have to avoid the 2 reticles that try to home in on you, or he'll fire off a barrage of shots. So honestly, I think the attack that if you avoid the reticles is harder to avoid than the actual homing shots he fires. But that's probably just me.
Yeah.
You also have to watch out not. You also have to try to predict which bush he's gonna pop out from, because if you're standing on the what he pops out from, when he pops out from it, you'll take damage. Obviously.
Yeah. Okay.
Flame Sword completely removes this mechanic because you could just slash the bushes, see which ones have the fake egg Searchman and dummies in them, and which one has the real Searchman.
So, fight.
Again, I like the concept of it, but the Flame Sword trivializes it.
Yeah.
I do think it would be better if the attack from getting hit with the reticles is harder to avoid than the one from avoiding them.
Yeah.
So I'm going to dock it a point there. I'll give this fight an 8. Again, like the stage, I like the concept.
Now, Searchman is a 2-headed robot created by Wily. He designed to look like a camouflage soldier. During Searchman's construction, Wily had the idea that if he had 2 lines, he could be twice as smart and powerful as a normal robot master, and with the idea of a 2-in-1 sniper robot. Unfortunately, Wily forgot to install all 2 personalities, so Searchman just has 1 personality that keeps switching back and forth between his 2 heads. Searchman and switches himself from head to head so frequently, even he gets himself confused. He's stationed somewhere in the forest of Congo, Africa. Yeah, Fred, you're kind of going.
And also, both heads have different voices too.
Yeah. So, although he is not very sociable around people, Searchman actually has a surprisingly positive outlook on life for a robot of his profession, and albeit mostly when fighting. He's cowardly, disliking direct confrontation with his foes, and instead prefers to use a more varied approach in combat. To this end, and he mostly relies on knowledge of setting traps, sniping from a distance, and to the element of surprise over sheer brute force to defeat his foes. Yeah. It's an interesting idea.
I like the idea that he's somewhat of an optimist.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's a cowardly soldier is pretty ironic too.
Yeah, that's
a very charming in character or in design.
Yeah.
10.
10. The sniper missile.
What is its damage output? I don't recall it actually being that powerful.
Homing sniper, I mean. What does the homing sniper do?
It homes in, obviously.
Yep. Here's the date. It's Ow. It's not really effective against a lot of things.
Yeah.
Only really use this. It's only really useful against his. It's the boss.
Against the next boss after, man.
6.
6.
So, as for us,
it's probably useful, but I've never bothered to try it since it's not like this game has much of a tendency to put enemies in tricky spots to hit.
So Astroman. Speaking of which, Astroman, the other one designed by Capcom.
Will he measure up to the greatness of Tengu Man? Let's find out.
So his stage has disappearing platforms,
arms, and a maze that that screen wraps.
Eh.
There's also a falling tower that falls way too slowly to actually be a challenge.
This is.
I've never really been a fan of this stage, especially since the disappearing platform section is really obnoxious with its enemy spam.
Be sure to have the power shield.
Please have the power shield. It will save your ass here. This stage is infuriating without it.
Oh, this.
And it's also quite easy to run out of ammo in the middle of the maze sections, which require the use of the Mega Ball.
Oh, yeah.
And stupidly, neither of the enemies found in the section are programmed to be able to drop any items. So if you run out, you're forced to die. Which is just plainly and simple a massive oversight from the developers.
So,
or a dickish deliberate design choice.
Sick. I'll give it a 6.
I'll give this stage a 6.
Astro Man is
not as insufferable as I remember it being when I was younger, but it's not an interesting stage.
Astro Man is unfortunately.
Well, you see, the homing sniper, it homes in on him, and
resets.
And it's not like he can do anything before he becomes vulnerable to it again. So you can just jump right up to him, use the homing sniper, and combo him repeatedly. Killing him in a painful chain of his cries for help.
I can't take this anymore. I can't take this anymore. I was sure he has other attacks, but
I have literally never seen any of his attacks because he is always dispatched effortlessly with the homing sniper. Sometimes it locks onto one of his little ball projectiles and homes on one of those instead, but usually it's pretty good about hitting actually Astro Man.
So this fight, I unfortunately
also gets a 6.
Astro Man, and on the other hand, Astro Man has a personality. Well, Astro Man was originally built to work in a planetarium, but reprogrammed for combat. Astro Man has a modest personality while being somewhat very shy. I said that there. He's easily startled and is something, a coward that's not being very reliable in battle. In addition to this, he is known to be the world champion at hide and seek and likes wishing upon stars in his spare time while disliking cheap humor and old gags.
Aw, what a good guy. What a sweet guy.
Yes. Astro Crush is a screen nuke.
It's a screen nuke. Yeah. And that gives it a solid 8 for me.
Yeah. Then you got...
It's practical, but it's not particularly... but its effect isn't particularly mind-blowing.
Then you gotta go... then you can go back to Frostman.
It doesn't employ much strategy.
Then you can go back to Frostman.
And now you can use Astro Crush to get those mandatory backtracking bolts and Tengu Man and Frostman stages.
They're really... This is dumb.
These were entirely unnecessary, especially the one in Tengu Man stage. That you should be able to get that even if you hit it with the crossfire, if you're creative and hit it with the crossfire of a weapon that shoots off in multiple directions, such as Eddie or Rush's shots, or the arrow shot, or even the flash bomb when an enemy's close to it, they're programmed to not do any damage to it unless it is the homing sniper or Astro Crush, which is just plain and ridiculous.
Yeah, that
is. So you're not allowed to work your way around it.
Yeah. So, anyways, moving on to
the last Robot Master, Aquaman.
I'd make a joke here, but everyone has.
Yeah.
But they're actually an interesting. Actually, Aquaman. In order to avoid being sued by DC, due to copyright issues, Capcom included DC in the credits of It's a Mega Man 8.
Wait, really?
Yes. Just to avoid a lawsuit.
Like, hey, listen, we're aware our character shares the same name as your character, but they are completely unrelated to each other.
Yeah. Okay.
You don't do it.
So, anyways, Aquaman and his The stage is,
It's a water stage. What'd you expect?
I mean, at least,
At least it's thematically consistent.
it's,
You can swim against current sometimes, and there's like the same 3 enemies throughout the entire
there are
stage.
explosives is in the second half. There's this annoying mini-boss. Also, that takes forever to kill.
And
That's really it.
also, this stage made the stupid decision of also forcing you to play through it twice to get a bolt, because there is a split path and both paths have a bolt on them.
Alternatively,
You could just get one of the bolts, then get a game over from the spikes that are conveniently placed after. Then play through the first 2 rooms of the second half of the stage again, and then take the other path.
then
It's still stupid that you have to do this in the first place.
What's all the forced backtracking in this game?
Because of this, more than half of the stages require you to repeat at least part of them, and to get all the bolts.
This isn't like the X series, where there's tons of collectibles you need weapons for.
And this time it seems very arbitrary.
Yeah.
In the Mega Man X series, this is expanded on and it's done more creatively.
But not here. Here, backtracking doesn't belong in only the classic series.
So it's a good thing this is the only...
No,
not the only game that has it. But it's a good thing in that when they brought back Mega Man in 2008, they dropped the backtracking elements.
Because that's stupid. So, anyways, Aquaman stage is...
It's boring.
Yes,
There's like nothing to write home about here.
it's
like the most cardboard cutout water stage you could think of.
Yeah.
I wish they had something more interesting, like swimming up a shaft with some falling projectile or some falling objects. It's, something to actually take advantage of the game's swimming mechanic.
This is the only game it's in by the way.
But really, it's just like, oh, look, this ledge can't be reached with a normal jump. Looks like you're gonna have to swim for a few seconds to get to it.
Also, this is the only mandatory
I guess going through spike tunnels is somewhat interesting, but the way swimming works is kind of finicky in this game, so it can get a little frustrating.
So I'll give the stage
a 6.
Yeah. Aquaman himself.
For the fight, gets a 5. He
5.
Literally doesn't get a chance to do anything if you have the power or saver or in the Astro Crush.
You can just annihilate.
If you have base Astro Crush, you can only get you can get him down to like a third of his health.
Yeah, this is
but you can't kill him with it. But if you have Power Saver, you have enough of Astro Crushes to just spam it and kill him, and he literally can't attack at all.
Really?
And also, he always bounces to the left, so if you don't want to get hit by colliding with him when he gets hit with the knockback from the Astro Crush, jump over him first. Normally, what he's supposed to do is stick his water pump below him and pump water into grid-like patterns that flow throughout the stage throughout the arena that you have to avoid. Or he fires the water balloon at you simply.
However, as
stated,
weakness completely trivializes this.
It's making it an absolute joke.
Wow, what about Aquaman's character? Aquaman was originally is a water theme remote master that originally operated in a waterworks bureau managing in water quality before being modified. Aquaman seems to be somewhat flamboyant, evidenced by some of his taunts to Mega Man when encountering him, as well as using a rainbow to spell out his name. And he's a mischievous, some somewhat amateur robot, but a love for dirty jokes and puns being something of an attention seeker. He does not react well to serious situations either.
Like a meteor storm.
intent ends to be he made fun of for his rather bulky design. In the Japanese version, he adds boy onto the end of most of his sentences.
And Aquaman, I like that Aquaman's design. With Aquaman's design, you would not expect that kind of personality at all, and that's something I really like. I think that's no secret.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think he'd get along great with Clown Man.
Yeah. Yeah.
And fun guy. 10 out of 10.
Yeah. So, wow, what the water balloon.
It's what? What is? It's a low arcing projectile that that damages an enemy on contact, and that's it.
That's
it. It doesn't even burst into parts like the salt water.
What? What?
It's a wimpy little projectile that just does an amount of damage that I guess is slightly higher than a basic Buster Shot.
Yep.
Oh, that.
Well,
for free, it's practically useless.
This is this is worthless.
It's the only function and it has is against Flame Man to make an already pathetic boss.
Sword Man.
Against Sword Man to make an already easy boss even easier.
Fine. So, alright, that's all the and that's all the stages. What a pretty bad note to end on. And so, now that all 8 Robot Masters are beaten, and you can now access Wily Tower. I got a cutscene for it. It just suddenly opens up. Oh.
Yep.
Oh, alright.
Right now, you're listening to Mega Man 8 Dr. Wily Castle 2 remix by Mesmonium.
Alright, so we start with Wily 1 and a snowboard.
Oh my god. Oh no, this is way too fast.
No,
slow
the fuck.
Oh, slow down.
Slow down.
Slow down. I have to move to the right of the I literally have to move to the left of the screen just to be able to move back to the right and get enough momentum to cross these gaps. Holy shit.
And then you want me to do... Oh, wait.
And now Thunderclaw above bottomless pit. Great. Okay. Oops, I missed. Time to die.
Fuck this stage.
Game over. Time to restart the stage. But I'm waiting on the anniversary. Waiting on the legacy question, so I don't have to. So I can just I did not have to do that snowboarding section again, thank God.
Fuck this stage.
Oh my God.
Fuck this stage.
What is this stage's problem?
This is, talk about that's such an extreme way to start the Wily stages.
And the thing is, the other stages aren't like this.
You have two.
What the hell was the problem with this one?
Oh, the stage.
The
stage is terrible.
The stage gets a 3, just like the water balloon before. It's easily the worst stage in the game.
Now the boss here is Atetemino.
At least the boss is interesting.
You use the Mega Ball,
and it's a boss designed around the Mega Ball. You have to adjust the trajectory to kick so that the Mega Ball bounces up into the right shaft after hit the boss. And unlike a certain space-themed Robot Master stage, the game drops crates to that will perpetually drop infinite weapon ammo to refill your Mega Ball.
You can't. Oh yeah. Shit! I forgot about the other rush powers.
Oh yeah.
So
I figured now would be a good time as any to go over the other rush powers because we just forgot about them.
So there's the rush question,
which does something random. That's all it does. It can attack for you?
No, it can give you an item.
It can give you an item, or just it can give you like really any sort of item in the game, except for obviously a bolt because that would be broken. Or he can just literally just fall asleep and waste your use of the item.
There's the rush bomber, I think,
that drops missiles.
Jesus Christ, why was Rush able to do that?
I guess against hordes of enemies it can be good, but
it does.
It's absolutely useless against boss fights. There's the rush. How you rate Rush question?
5.
5. It's Eddie but worse.
So
Ed always does something.
the rush missiles, I think.
I don't know, 6.
Yeah.
I guess you could use it against hordes of enemies, but at that point, just use the ice wave.
Then there's the
Rather than going through the effort of opening your inventory screen and selecting a weapon that drops missiles at random points
rush
on the ground.
bomber. Yeah.
No. And then there's rush medic, which is
Yeah.
what's it called?
Okay, it's called Rush Charger.
The rush charger, which is actually good. Thanks.
Not to mention this, but Mega Man 8 has no energy tanks.
Instead, you have the rush charger, which is unlocked in which stage? Oh yeah, we should go over which stages these are unlocked in. Rush bike we've mentioned is in the Grenade Man stage.
The Rush Bomber is in Swordman stage.
The rush charger is in
Aquaman.
Aquaman stage.
And the Rush Question is in Clown Man stage.
Yeah. So yeah.
This is that's the Rush Rush Bomber.
Also, these stages are automatically. Also, these items are automatically given to you after you beat the stage's mini boss.
Yeah.
You're forced to collect the new boss, so don't worry, these aren't missable.
So, anyways, okay. So, what would you rate this? Back to the boss. What would you rate it?
First, I'll rate the rush thing.
The Rush.
The rush charger is actually good.
Yeah.
It'll basically always it'll give you enough health to refill to full, plus weapon energy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'll give this one on a 9. It's
Yeah.
not E-tank. It's not an E-tank system, but I'll take it.
You'll probably need it in the Wily stages.
It's most notably a good crutch against the final boss.
We rate the Rush Bomber
6, yeah.
6, yeah. So, anyways, back to the boss here.
Its entire attack pattern consists of dropping crates and barrels on you. The crates you could destroy for weapon ammo, and the barrels will spawn on a bunch of smaller enemies.
If you hit, there's also a fake one on which releases a shockwave,
which releases a massive shockwave, which explodes and releases a massive shockwave if you knock that down instead of the real one.
Yeah.
So the fake one doesn't appear until you get a certain amount of the boss's health.
And
it replaces one of the weapon ammo crates.
Anyway,
well, it can be a little tricky to aim your shot. Often there's always so much going on in this fight. I really like the concept of this.
Yeah.
It's cool to have a fight that utilizes it as a special weapon in a fair way.
Yes.
Honestly, I'll give this fight an 8.
Yeah, I'll give it a 7.
So it's a 7.5 for Retro Gaming.
Then stage 2 is.
Okay, stage 2 has a very brief on-foot section, and then the rest of it is a shoot. It is just Rush Jet entirely.
Yep.
Thankfully, unlike the snowboarding section, the Rush Jet section isn't unbearable to keep up with. Ed, you do have to react to these corridors as quickly as to not get crushed by Ashto.
Yeah.
But once you figured out that you're supposed to do that it's not too difficult to execute.
Yeah.
The boss is Bleaking.
Licking, maybe upon a blick, Dutch for kinplated. Well, without the blick, all those left is king. But this in mind, and the entire name meaning would appear to be along the lines of tin-plated king.
So Blicking.
So this fight is
very, very slow.
Word of advice, just use the Astro Crush.
Wait for it to extend all 4 arms, then use the Astro Crush.
You'll kill it in 3 cycles.
Otherwise, this fight takes like 5 minutes.
Alex didn't know that.
I didn't consider using the Astro Crush.
Yeah.
I just used the Arrow Shot, and this boss fight took forever.
So, yeah.
It's either entirely too easy if you know about the using the Astro Crush, or it takes an unbearably long time.
So what'd you rate the state edge?
I'll rate the state age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give it a 7.
It's not particularly memorable, but it's a solid expansion on the Rush Jet section.
So the boss.
So that's a 7.5 for the stage total.
So the boss.
It's either on one end of the spectrum or the other.
So 5.
5. It's a very unbalanced boss.
So stage 3 is you move. Stage 3 you platform across these explosive. It was hop on. It was jump on the rock.
The gorilla throws. Don't kill the gorilla or you'll probably die unless you have the reaction time to use the Mega Ball or Tornado Hold to save yourself. There's also a few jumps that seem to be just a little too tight to reach with a regular jump and basically require the Mega Ball or Tornado Hold to execute.
So the boss. Oh wait, we got a boss here.
Mini boss. It's bass and treble.
But he has the now he's using the evil energy for himself. And Mega Man tells him don't do it. He's
obviously he does anyway.
He's trying
he
to,
doesn't give a shit what Mega Man says.
He's trying to. Why is he trying to reason with him?
You do this with exactly 0 of the other robots that Wily builds. Why is Bass any different?
If he fucking manipulated you.
He literally backstabbed you. How does that like somehow make you more empathetic? Some kind of reverse psychology? What's going on here?
So anyways, the fight with after saying he'd get his revenge,
he fuses with treble and absorbs the evil energy.
Yeah, okay, let's see here.
And then he
can shoot 3 blasts on the ground.
Which is super easy to avoid.
Fire a laser.
That goes across the screen really fast, but once you see him preparing to use the attack, you know to get to the opposite side of the screen. And an attack that's actually somewhat tricky to avoid. He surrounds himself with energy, fires a blast into the sky, and then it rains. Yeah, out on an alternating pattern. The second wave of shot hits all of the spaces that the first wave didn't.
Yeah.
And it's kind of tricky to tell when the first wave of shots stops being able to damage you.
Yeah.
It's probably the only reason, and this is very remotely difficult.
Oh, this fight is disappointing.
Faces he'll get his revenge in full voice acting in the intro cutscene, and right near the end of the game, he tries to get his revenge, and it's.
You can't win with that.
Listen, I played with extra armor. I'm not.
We both did.
I'm terrible at the game, and no one didn't.
I just wanted to do this for the review.
But we did keep track of what our health was during boss fights. If we went below half health, we know, okay, we would have died without extra armor on.
Yeah.
With Bass, I barely went below a quarter of my health.
Yeah.
So, which is probably the least amount of damage I took to any boss that I fought Buster only in this game.
This fight is... wow, this was... If anything, that energy must have made him weaker.
Anything that energy made him weaker. At least he was challenging in Mega Man 7.
And so this is
5. A huge disappointment.
I mean, the thing is, he looks real
all powered up like this, but no. He's actually weaker than he was in Mega Man 7.
So the boss here is. Oh wait, what's the rest of the stage?
I don't remember, honestly.
Yeah.
It's kind of a blur. Or when admittedly when we were both playing this level, we spent the rest of the time after beating Base just us not really paying too much attention to the remainder of the stage and just talking about how pathetic Base was.
Then
you reach the actual
So what
boss.
would you rate this stage?
I'll rate it at 8. I like the first section, but I can't remember the second section. So that takes some
I'm
time.
gonna give it a 7. And the bosses.
Wait, 5.
Oh shit! It's a a devil monster.
Oh god, this is gonna be really hard. And actually no, it's one of the easiest bosses. Why are both bosses in this stage pathetic?
Yeah, the green devil.
All right, if you have the arrow shot, if you don't have the arrow shot, maybe it could be a little difficult to hit it. But just charge an arrow shot, wait for the eye to open, to go all the way into the slime and open, then blast open the front of the slime, and then hit it with the Thunder Claw 2 or 3 or 4 times. If you're accurate enough with it, if the Thunder Claw hits, you could and kill this thing in 2 cycles. I was only giving it 1 chance to actually attack. Now, what attacks does it have? Well, I've only seen 2 of them.
Yeah.
One of them, the eye floats, and the entire floor gets coated with the green devil's goo, and the eye floats above, of causing spikes to pop out wherever it hits. I to shoot a small jolt of electricity. As long as you avoid the eye, and whenever you have to pass under it, slide. Alright, so it doesn't have time to react. Just act. It's not really that tricky to avoid.
Yeah.
The other attack is just simply trying to surprise you by appearing.
Alright, it has a wave attack.
It does have a wave attack.
But it's so pathetic.
I've never. But this boss. Even then, this boss fight doesn't last long enough to do any substantial damage to you. So yeah.
This fight is.
This fight is 6.
Yep.
I wasn't looking forward to anything here, but it's still somehow a little bit disappointing.
So, alright.
Anyways, time to finally move on to the final level.
It's a boss rush.
Yada yada, boss rush, and then it's time for Wily. Okay.
So then Mega Man is attacked by energy.
Being held in place. Wily prepares to fire a laser off at him, but Duo appears, is dashing, and takes the laser blast before or pushing through it and knocking the Wily machine backwards.
And
then you find out Duo was damaged and can't move now.
And Proto Man shows up.
And shows out and escorts him out. And then it's time to fight Wily.
The Wily Machine number 8 is Wily Machine number 8. 8 is fires a you can use a saw that fire.
Saw that goes from one side of the screen and then returns. It can also fire a laser that I, for the life of me, have no idea how to avoid. Alright, and isn't there another attack? I think there was one more attack it had.
Big weight. There's a laser.
Saws.
And sometimes it can be a spinning gun.
Yeah. Okay, so it seems like this boss only has 2 attacks.
Yep.
Oh.
This boss has 2 attacks.
That's depressing.
This is.
Alright, I'll give. And obviously, this is a 2-phase boss. First fight is 7. I mean, it manages to be a bit challenging, but the variety is lacking. It's weak to Astro Crush,
Flame Sword or Water Balloon.
Water Balloon. I recommend using Astro Crush here. So just you always get an energy pickup that fully restores as a weapon and right before the boss. So just switch to Astro Crush on that weapon pickup.
Yeah. So
use it to annihilate phase 1.
So then there.
And
So
after you've done enough damage to him, finish him off by spamming water, by either using in-charge shots or somehow landing water balloons in his upper socket.
then there's Phase 2 Wily Capsule Great. Despite the name,
It isn't very great.
it's just
The wiki literally makes mention of the fact that it literally makes mention of the fact that it's completely unremarkable in comparison to every other Wily capsule. Two of its attacks are taken directly from the Mega Man 7 Wily capsule, but
doesn't do
thankfully
anything.
it seems to rarely use them.
Doesn't do anything truly unique in this game. It uses the exact same fighting pattern as all the others.
It has these two balls that are going to fall all down and spread out on the floor, which is pretty easy to avoid. I don't know I had a ton of trouble avoiding it though.
Oh yeah.
And then there's the Mega Man 7 patterned energy balls that are just darkness, or that are just evil energy this time and not elemental. This
Yeah.
one is also part
what
of
is-
the void.
This is talking about disappointing.
But
This spot. Yep. Yeah. Oh sure. You both had to use rush charger.
but I feel like if this boss was isolated on its own and not connected to the other phase beforehand, and it probably wouldn't have to. Either way, it's easiest to hit this guy with Flash Bomb. You could also use charge shots, but a Flash Bomb doesn't need you to hold down a button first before fire.
Yeah.
It's
This.
about- He's immune to any sort of weapon that I will get an extra height, though. I did him, though, so don't try to use any of those. I was like Homing Sniper or Astro Crush.
Yeah. This is. Yeah. This is
And they even had the foresight to make him immune to the Rush Bomber.
Well. Yeah. This is just. This fight is. What the fuck happened here?
It's pretty boring.
Yeah. Six. So then Wily again begs, says he's sorry, and Mega Man just says that's the same over and over again.
And then the evil energy emerges from Wily. These capsules or attacks Mega Man.
Notably, this is the only Mega Man game where Dr. Wily doesn't try to trick Mega Man when feigning guilt. By feigning guilt. In fact,
He seems shocked when the evil energy attacks Mega Man.
so either way, Mega Man and his Mega Man and his Mega Man. So Duo finds Mega Man and just
Presumably where the ruins of the castle were.
he's going to die soon.
And then well, you know what? Well, here's the all right. Rockman 8 FC NES Music Staff Roll.
Oh, this is from
Posted by Rocka Pete at 8DX. I suspect them of being a bot since they just say staff roll credits theme and link to their video walkthrough site in the description. And it also has some kind of webcammax.com watermark on the screen. But whatever. Or this is from the Rockman 8 FC demake. I couldn't find it posted anywhere else on YouTube. If you please actually someone let me know who did this rendition of the theme. That would be much appreciated.
So anyway,
I'll credit them in the description.
So anyways, Mega Man. So Duo reads into Mega Man's memory. You just see it is good energy.
And it's like, he has a good soul. The evil energy won't hurt him if I just help him out and destroy this.
Okay.
So
then Proto Man shows up.
So that entire thing about Mega Man wanting to die was completely false. Not wanting to die.
Mega Man
was going to die was completely false.
False. Yeah. But anyway, Proto Man shows up. Asking if he's all right. If Mega Man's all right. Hey, then
Mega Man, what happened?
What happened? What happened, Mega Man?
What happened, Mega Man?
and Duo says, let him know he said thanks.
tells him to let him know. He said thanks and asked him for a favor, after which the screen cuts to black and Mega Man appears in Dr. Light's lab. So I assume that favor was to escort him to Dr. Light.
Okay, so yeah, Mega Man recovers and then heads out and finds Proto Man just standing in a tree.
And he delivers Duo's message, to which Mega Man and sounds like he's about to cry.
Thank you, Duo. You barely knew him. And then it just
and then it shows Duo in the stars. I mean, I'm pretty sure he just left the planet. I don't think he's dead.
And so
I guess it's more of an analogy that we're probably never going to see him again, even if he does appear in the spin-off.
Actually, I wanted to say this is now, but Duo actually first appeared in Mega Man 2: The Power Fighters,
which released before Mega
August
Man.
1996. The game came out in December that year.
Does that game have any Mega Man 8 Robot Masters in it?
No.
No.
Oh, it does. Just has Duo as a playable character, and I think it's notably set afterwards.
Okay, it's set after Mega Man 8. It is canon.
Yeah. And Power Fighters also reveals something else, but
we'll go over that later.
In the future.
When it's relevant. In the future. Wink, wink.
So, anyways, oh my god!
And I think we've rambled enough.
Oh my god! We made a nearly 2-hour review of Mega Man N8.
So, final ratings.
Let's get into the rundown.
Let's get into the rundown of this game.
Gameplay.
I mean, yeah, feels just as solid as ever.
Mega Man feels a little slower this time.
So it's not perfect. But it's definitely substantial. I'll give the gameplay a 9 here. Yeah. Just because it feels a little odd compared to the other games.
On a side note, graphically, this game really takes advantage of the 5th gen hardware.
The environments in this game look great.
And also the animated, the FMV cutscene.
Well, nowadays they look kind of silly.
The acting.
They look a little choppy. Nowadays they look a little low budget, but back then, and this was something pretty damn impressive.
Apparently this was something animated cutscenes was something Inafune always wanted since the first game.
We even kind of saw that on a few other games before, or the more sprite-based cutscenes.
And that would continue in later games.
But this is the first time we've seen hand-drawn cutscenes in a Mega Man game.
Yeah. Not something to rate, but yeah, the game looks.
The game looks amazing graphically, especially for the time.
And so the music. In terms of the music, okay, I had a bit of a confession.
And a lot of the songs are a little hard to remember.
Kind of blend in together.
But I feel like instead of being due to the composition, it's more due to the choice of instrumentation and being the same throughout almost every song in the game.
I mean, at least it's not painful, not
annoying. At least the soundtrack still does sound good.
But it's just a little.
I just kind of wish they used a wider variety of instruments.
So for the music rating,
I'll give it a 9.
Yeah.
It doesn't have the same memorability that a lot of the other games have, but there are definitely some great tracks.
I have a difficulty rating.
With Clown Man being the personal standout for me.
So the difficulty rating.
This game is actually quite easy.
It's notably a lot easier. Definitely a lot easier than Mega Man 7.
Now, I wouldn't say it's a bad thing necessarily. But it does lead to a few bosses seeming a little underwhelming.
And then some of the stages feel very extremely easy.
But for the most part, it's not that much of a big deal for me.
Yeah.
Difficulty, in terms of rating as to how well I think the difficulty's balanced style, I'll give it an 8.
Yeah, I'll give it a 7. So, final rating...
Honestly, this game, I remember loving this game when I was younger, and I still love this game.
I'll give this game a 7.
I'll give this game a 10. I love this game. That's a total of an 8.5 for this game.
Oh my god!
So yeah, this video went on much longer than we expected it to.
So, with that being said, Ed, we'll see you hopefully
Soon, maybe even before Valentine's Day, if we really get our asses into gear and start playing the next game, which will be Mega Man and Bass. As any Mega Man, Mega Man fan that has paid attention to into releases,
this is technically
as in knows the franchise on more than just a surface level. It's pretty common knowledge that Mega Man 8 was not preceded immediately by Mega Man 9.
More of Mega Man 8.5. So, alright, well, okay, anyways, I'm Nozarin.
And I, Ari, and bonjour, my wonderful viewers. See you in the next video. Yeet!